Well, here we are again. It is the 26th of August, 2026, and lo and behold, I have a severe thunderstorm warning, 50-mile-per-hour gusts, and I may have to move my car. Hey Donald, I'll do it when there's a video playing. I'm so yeah. I'm done. I'm done with this. This is too much. It's uh, well, here we are. John, KJ Adams, hi. Tony, hi. Andrew Cruz, and Crisp Max. Yeah, yes, I agree. The nanotech, we are saturated. The atmosphere is saturated. We're using the nanotechnology for our fabulous weather. Mossberg, nice to see you. I'm so glad that you made it back to the chat. Cool. Great. Okay. Um, and Kathleen, hi. Did I say hello? Did I say hello, Tony? Yes, I did. Okay. Kathleen and Amelia, hi. Patricia White. Oh, God. You know, I have lost a number of subscribers. Sandra Gill Parr. Oh, did I? Yeah, I didn't give away any of the names. All right, that's your username. I don't know what happened to Sandra, um, and a number. I don't know what's going on here. JT, hi. Brian, Crystal, yeah, Brian Crystal, Nez Lover, and did I say hello, Kathleen? I'm sorry. I'm my brain is just not working very well anymore. Crystal Ingram, hi. So let's go to radar. Yep, Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, and Indiana. Hey, Indiana, like you need it, right? All right, these are getting um, very concerning. Did I say Georgia? Georgia. Look at these frequencies. All right, well, this is just what we're going to be living, and I'm telling you, when they're talking about and talking it up, El Nino coming, I think we're even looking at worse weather coming our way. Perhaps for the winter, perhaps spring, I don't know, but it's coming. And it really is just Michigan. Michigan, my subscribers in Southeast Michigan, how are you doing? New Mexico. Well, what do we have? We've got 10 active. Wow. Okay. Because there was 20 a moment ago. I can feel the winds picking up. 10 active severe weather warnings for Alabama, Arkansas, Arizona, Colorado, Florida, Mississippi, New Mexico, and Oklahoma. And the winds are picking up. Here are all of your counties affected by, my county is in here. Great. Great, great, great. What am I looking at? Severe thunderstorm, 60 mile per hour. Oh, so they upped it. And quarter size hail. Yay. All right. Well, that's what you do. You click on the link that is in the chat, And if you want more information, you click on the hyperlink, show me the full warning, and here are all of these counties. So something is also wrong with my computer, and I don't know what to tell you. It's I hope you can be patient, but it seems like a lot of the videos are, it's just slow, not acting right. Heat warnings down here in Texas. You've got Florida. You click on the color if you live in that area. Strong thunderstorms impacting western highlands, eastern Hardy, south central Polk, eastern DeSoto counties through 6:45 p.m. Got wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour. There's the thunder. Okay, and gusty winds. There's the thunder. Yeah, it's a little much. It is a little much. Okay, so you got flood warnings up here northeast, and yeah, some in Connecticut and New York and Philadelphia, also New Jersey, and what do we have? We've got a lot of lightning also coming our way. Links are in the chat. And what happened in Nepal, what happened in Tibet is really horrifying. It's just horrifying. Man.
Good shot.
Hundreds missing. Hundreds missing. There goes. Taking out villages.
Oi. Shit. Oh shit, man. Wait, that's who. Wait, फिरंगा बास्ती में यार. ऐसे गाड़ी में उल्टो कैसे? आसने यार.
Well, I don't know this channel.
आशा मदा हुए. गाड़ी गाड़ी. गाड़ी आशा पे हम बात करो जा. Oh shit. उलूंग दालों वो छापा उतार गाड़ी छापा.
That's a lot of mud and debris.
that's the bar. Wait, team shapla? Pangena mo. Yar ji गाड़ी. खाली मोर जी जुज.
Okay, so it says the 15 shocking videos captured Nepal flash flood, and the link is in the chat. It's the latest number I heard was, I think, 160 dead, hundreds missing. The numbers are just going to increase a lot, a whole lot. It's, here we go. Well, I'm going to have to move my car. All right. New York Post. Well, I'm not going to play this because I'm afraid that Storyfold will suddenly come up. And computer's not working very well. All right. Suspected that an earthquake struck the region, triggered an ice rock avalanche in Nepal. Wow. Okay. And I'll see if I can move my car in 1 minute and 48 seconds.
This is the moment a flash flood tore through a Himalayan valley on Nepal's northern border. Many running for their lives. A surging torrent smashing through buildings, vehicles, and carrying people away. Homes destroyed. Cars washed away. The raging water was too fast and too powerful for villages, roads, and bridges. The flood hit early on Wednesday in the mountainous Rasura region, just north of Nepal's capital, Kathmandu. There have been reports of damage in multiple valley towns, including a major border crossing hub.
My brother-in-law had a liquor store here. I got a call from him this morning and they were crying and said their entire house had been swept away. 3 family members were rescued, but his brother is still missing. I saw around 9 trucks being swept away by the floods, including people. It's a heartbreaking incident. I've been teaching here for 18 years and I've never seen anything like this before.
Nepalese officials have warned of a huge-scale loss. Chinese President Xi Jinping urged for an all-out search for the missing, as well as stronger monitoring and early warning systems to prevent more disasters. It ended almost as quickly as it began, but now what is set to be...
I'm sorry. I didn't put it back. Did you see this video? I don't know if anybody did. Can you answer me, somebody, quickly? All right. Well, if you didn't see the video, I will, because I was on another page. But I didn't expect this thunderstorm to be so, like, it wasn't supposed to come so early. And the wind started picking up, so I apologize. So, yeah. Nepal got hit hard. Jesus. Well, all right. I don't know what to say anymore. At least 160 killed. Hundreds missing.
Dead and hundreds are missing after catastrophic flash flooding in Nepal.
Families, tourists swept away at the border near Tibet as both countries fear the casualties are much higher. Aaron Maben joins us in the newsroom with the details. Aaron.
Calvin and Nicole, many people are feared dead after those powerful flash floods happened earlier today, sweeping away villages. And right now, hundreds of people are reported missing, including 47 Americans.
A deadly flash flood tears through villages in Nepal.
Videos showing floodwaters crashing through villages, leaving destruction behind.
We don't have a clear data on how much losses we have got, but the reality is that there is a big devastation.
A helicopter pilot who saw the flood estimated the waves reached 16 to 20 feet high.
Nepal already deployed all their maximum number of the doctors. They activated all the health center nearby.
Search and rescue operations are underway. Wednesday morning, Nepal's tourism board said hundreds, including foreign nationals, were missing. Rescuers are still trying to assess the full scale of the damage. One Nepal Red Cross official described widespread destruction along the riverbanks.
This is really devastating. There are many bridges has been swept away.
Areas across the border in Tibet were also hit, where Chinese leader Xi Jinping ordered all-out search efforts and state media warned of major casualties. The exact cause of the flooding is still unclear, but early reports suggest an avalanche of ice and rock blocked a nearby river before sending a sudden surge of water downstream.
Obviously, this kind of disaster, we certainly need the support from our neighbor and from the international community.
For now, families wait for answers as rescuers push into damaged and hard-to-reach areas. And police in Nepal say at least 157 people are dead. That death toll is expected to rise. Search and rescue efforts will continue into the night.
Wow. All right. Bad. Very, very, very bad. So are the fires here. I think they're beginning to get a handle on the fire in Texas. Their containment percentage has grown. Let's listen.
The other news this Tuesday night, the fire emergency outside Fort Worth, Texas. Homes engulfed in flames. Out of control fires now in both Texas and Utah. ABC's Melissa Adon in the fire zone for us.
Tonight, west of Fort Worth, Texas, it's an all-out aerial assault on the out-of-control Ross Fire. The raging inferno going from 25 acres to more than 50,000 in less than a day. That's nearly 80 square miles, an area roughly the size of Baltimore. This large home completely engulfed, others destroyed. The fire melting this building's metal roof. It's fueled by bone-dry brush and triple-digit temperatures that have plagued the West all summer.
That was Storyful. You gonna hit me with a copyright strike, Storyful? For a couple of second video, and there's your name. Oh my God. Exclusive representation. I'm so sick of everything. I really am. Copyright is just not fair use. They're getting rid of fair use. They really are. I'll get into that in 1 second.
Hillside jumping that highway and then destroying this home. That home, one of at least 47.
Storyful. Oh well. I want to.
On day 3 of this firefight, the Ross fire is only 12% contained. And at this hour, a community on the north side of Possum Kingdom Lake is sitting dangerously close to the fire line.
I'm going to look live now from CBS News Texas Chopper over the fire. You can see just how close that fire is now creeping towards these homes. We've been keeping a real close eye on this for a couple of days now. This is just southeast of Graham. Our Marissa Armas is live for us now. She's in downtown Palo Pinto, where fire crews are refilling their water tanks. Marissa, set the stage for us. How are things looking today?
Yeah, we're here off of 5th Avenue and Oak Street in Palo Pinto, as you mentioned, and it's been a pretty busy day on this third day of the firefight, both on the ground and in the air. Now, it's been really busy in this county throughout the day. We have seen fire trucks and tanks stopping right here at this fire hydrant to refill those trucks. And just down the block here, the water donation station that's been set up. Now, as you mentioned, that fire has grown overnight to 80,000 acres, but it is 12% contained. But the big concern today has been those winds moving south and pushing that fire. Now, earlier today, we did see several helicopters doing water drops in the Palo Pinto area near Highway 180 as those flames continue to spread throughout the area. The Ross fire temporarily shut down Highway 180, prompting fire crews to move in and out of the area rapidly. Earlier today, the evacuation notice for Jack County residents was lifted. Officials have not reported any deaths, but we do know that several livestock have died. The Simmons family has been rescuing cattle belonging to people in the area. They've saved about 60 head of cattle so far, but many are suffering from burns, severe injuries, and smoke inhalation. The family told us about those tough conditions.
One of the guys here, I didn't see it, but Corey saw an actual coyote on fire. You just saw cattle everywhere. We saw some dead cattle on the side of the road, that had just burned up. It was just a desperate situation.
Today, the Texas Agriculture Commissioner activated a relief fund and the department's hay and feed hotline. The program is designed to help farmers and ranchers during disasters like this wildfire.
Okay, and I'm sure you're going to get a lot of help from Texas, you ranchers. Yeah, it's, hi, Mama Rages, and thank you for putting in the PayPal link. I really, really appreciate it. Anybody who cares to donate, I'd really appreciate it. Man, this is bad. This is really bad. Well, thank you, Patricia. I very much appreciate that, your comment. Whoa, man. All right, I'm going to recommend this channel again because they really cover what is happening with these fires. And so if anybody is in the area of the fire, they certainly would want to know the details. Like, this is the Ross fire. Here comes the thunder. Ross fire hits 80,000 plus acres in 48 hours. Okay. New fires popping up in Oregon. New fires popping up in Washington.
30,000 acres in one single hour. That is how fast the Ross fire in Texas exploded overnight. We went to bed with a 50,000 acre fire and woke up to 80,000 acres burning across North Texas. Right now, firefighters are battling shifting winds that have completely reversed the direction of this fire. And that is just one piece of a nationwide wildfire crisis that is unlike anything we have seen in years. 434 active wildfires are burning across 30 states as we speak right now today. Over 7.8 million acres have burned in 2026, and we are running 166% above average. Meanwhile, in Oregon, a brand new fire just popped up at 0% containment with immediate evacuation orders going out. And Southern California is setting up for a Santa Ana wind event that has fire officials extremely concerned tonight. This is an action-packed forecast, y'all, so let's get right into it.
The link is in the chat. I now get anxious with thunder. There goes the little one. He runs out and I think goes underneath the house next door. At Washington, I'm not sure. This I just saw. This is Kittitas.
As you wake up this morning, go now. Evacuations are in effect in Kittitas County. Multiple fires are now burning near Snoqualmie Pass, sparked by lightning on Sunday.
Farah Jadrin is live in Easton right now with the latest on these.
Sparked by lightning. So they have go now evacuations. And apparently, I think this is going to become a complex fire with a number of fires that are very close together. You know, I hope there's not a lot of homes there. Yeah. Montana man killed 8 relatives, including 4 children, at Sunday dinner.
A tragic situation unfolding in Billings where recovery efforts continue in a West End neighborhood following a shooting and a house fire. And new tonight at 6 o'clock, the Associated Press is reporting the shooter's identity as 44-year-old Alan Smith. Smith allegedly killed 8 relatives, including 4 children, at a Sunday evening dinner. Here's what it looked like at the scene. Several law enforcement units responding here. Investigators say the incident began as a family disturbance. Police shared a timeline of events. Billings 911 received a call at about 6:01 p.m. for an active shooter at 315 White Star Circle. During the call, 911 operators could hear gunfire in the background. At 6:12 p.m., law enforcement arrived to the scene. Officials report they could hear gunfire at the back of the residence as they arrived. 3 minutes later, at 6:15 p.m., those on scene spotted smoke coming from the house, with flames later fully engulfing the home. By 6.
Well, I don't think they needed to tell you that it was a family disturbance. 8 relatives killed, 4 children, Sunday dinner. Oh, family, it ain't what it used to be. And this in Washington, neighbors flabbergasted. This is in Forest Grove, Oregon.
Flabbergasted, unbelievable. You can't comprehend how or why that could happen.
It is hard to comprehend such shock and disbelief tonight as we learn more about the 5 people killed at a rural Forest Grove property. The horrific ordeal happened this past Saturday, and tonight we're learning more about how they all knew each other, including the suspect. Good evening to you, and thanks for joining us tonight for KOIN 6 News at 11. I'm Elizabeth Din. Washington County officials say 36-year-old Benjamin Parker is the prime suspect. He died by suicide more than 120 miles away in the Seattle area. And while we're still working to find out what led up to this tragedy, we do expect to learn more from authorities at some point tomorrow. And now I want to turn to Ariel Yakabazi. She does join.
If you want to hear more about this, just letting you know that people are killing a whole lot of people and killing themselves. And I think we're just going to see more and more of this. And children are dying. Adults are actually killing children. Children in a faith healing sect keep dying, and the state lets it happen. Idaho. Almost every year since 2015, Idaho children in a faith healing sect have died of treatable conditions such as pneumonia and bacterial infections that turn to sepsis. Former members of the Followers of Christ sect say parents are pressured to follow doctrine that forbids medical care, and those who stray risk shunning. Oregon officials say after the state put legal boundaries on faith healing, more parents sought care for kids. Idaho, by contrast, has kept its faith healing protections. You are protected, you parents. Wow. All right, the link is in the chat. Yeah, okay. Well, that's what belief gets you. Dead children. And I just can't stand what's happening. I just cannot stand what's happening. And here, Mustangs transported 1,800 miles to Ohio and sold for $25 each. The next night, they were loaded onto cattle trucks and disappeared. They never appeared at public auction, and the trader refused to disclose their destination. On their way, probably to Canada, for slaughter. What beauties. These are intelligent, beautiful horses that, well, this is what we do, right? This is what we do. Kill. That's what we do. Trump's America, rounding up wild horses, sending them to slaughter. probably a copyrighted song. Scare the crap out of these horses. Many are injured when they're put through this. Wow. Well, the cruelty towards animals is only increased. It's been going on forever. And horses receiving proper care. They were rescued.
Tonight, more than a dozen horses and more than 80 dogs are getting proper care after deputies in Lake County say they were found in poor condition at a home. Tonight, we got our first look at how those horses are recovering.
You were such a good girl. I think she deserves a treat, don't you?
The 14 horses are regaining strength at Dreamcatcher Horse Rescue in Claremont, where Lauren Wheatley is co-founder.
All the horses were stressed, so we wanted to keep them as comfortable as possible through this.
Last week, the horses were surrendered by their owner after the sheriff's office in Lake County says deputies found them in poor condition.
We have a lot that are underweight, but they're also pregnant. So what we have to do is work on their nutrition and slowly introduce grain into their diets.
But it wasn't just horses. The owner of the home in Groveland also gave up 85 dogs. They're split up between the county shelter and others around Central Florida. It all adds up to a record-breaking number of animals turned in at once in Lake County. One of multiple reasons why Wheatley calls this rescue atypical.
We've rescued so many horses over the years, and these guys are probably the most personable. You can tell at one point she really did love them. It's the lady, you could tell, she spent time with them, gave them attention.
Dr. Erin Denny Jones explains what's next for the horses.
So we're going to start with some good diet and nutrition program, but also for the vaccine and veterinary care.
I hate the vaccines, but, perhaps the woman did not have any money to care for all of these animals, the way she once did. But if she had community and she could go and get some help, that would be great, right? And a whole lot of people, I think, love animals more than they do the two-legged. They probably might. No, well, I can't say anybody's going to do anything for anybody because this is what we're living. And I am so over this evil as well, Mama rages.
Our top story, more than a dozen animals rescued from a Metro East home.
We're not going to let these dogs down.
Putting more pressure on a shelter already busting at the seams. It's one of two animal cruelty takedowns in Madison County this week, and police are refusing to let the suspects off the leash. This is 5 on your side at 10. Thanks for joining us. I'm Steve Savard. Tonight, Melanie Johnson reports from Granite City and Glen Carbon, where dozens of animals were rescued from homes in a matter of days.
Every bark coming from this home on Hodge Avenue in Granite City, a cry for help. The smell from the outside so bad, a mail carrier called 911 to report it.
It's very emotional for us. We've all sat and cried at times, and then we pick ourselves up and we keep going because we have to.
Now, 23 dogs that were locked in cages and 2 cats are now in the care of animal cruelty director Susan Nahn.
We only have 2 full-time animal control guys, and they have been working nonstop, absolutely nonstop.
The shelter, already full, now forced to turn the Public Works Department into a safe space for these animals close to death. 15 of them are puppies.
We're looking for rescue shelters, fosters.
Some struggling to walk while others are getting used to sunlight.
We're just looking for any kind of help we can get at this point.
Another case of animal cruelty here in Glen Carbon, Illinois. You can see this dog statue, the only sign of pets here at this home. After police found 20 dogs inside, a number of them found dead. You can see this home behind me boarded up on every window and every door. Even a notice on the house declaring it unsafe for human occupancy. According to Found a Hound Rescue, 10 dogs did not make it out alive.
We got to cure it. We just have to. but we're not going to let these dogs down.
For Susan and this heartbroken team, healing these paws will take a village. Granite City needs toys, food, and fosters to mend these shattered spirits. Over in Glen Carbon, shelters are hoping strangers donate to help the ones who survived. Both suspects in both cases are in custody. Melanie Johnson, 5 on your side.
Okay, so I'm going to post the link, and it's in the chat, and anybody that's close enough to Madison County, click on the link and see what you can, donate: towels, blankets, toys, etc., etc.
Animal welfare advocates will descend on Sacramento Monday, demanding lawmakers create a new state bureau that would oversee how animals are treated at rescues and shelters statewide.
Yeah.
The move comes after 2 disturbing incidents in recent months. The first in Humboldt County, where investigators discovered hundreds of dogs shot and killed at a self-proclaimed no-kill rescue. Second, also this past spring, was in San Diego County, where hundreds of neglected animals had to be rescued from a now-defunct animal sanctuary.
We are imploring the state to put us under someone's jurisdiction, someone's eyes.
Jerry Weitzman runs the San Diego Humane Society and is helping to lead Monday's news conference at the state capitol. He says while California normally leads the country in animal welfare laws, this time it's behind.
I think part of it is everybody figured it was done, and so they haven't been doing it.
Bruce Wagman is a Bay Area-based animal law attorney. He says currently the state operates with a patchwork of different rules instead of one set of regulations.
There's a number of state codes that apply to what shelters do. There's very few that apply to what rescues do. There's a different set of codes that apply to what breeders and groomers and those kind of folks do.
Weitzman says while animal advocates have pushed to get this done for years, recent events have reinvigorated the effort.
And are you guys encouraging folks to reach out to their lawmakers wherever they are in the state to push for this?
Absolutely. Absolutely. One thing that we all know is our legislators will really respond to the public.
And some local lawmakers are already responding, including South Bay Assembly member Alex Lee, who introduced Assembly Bill 631. Lee's office helped.
Right. Well, we definitely need, unfortunately, laws that are far more strict than the animal cruelty laws that we have now. And it's unfortunate. Why? Because people are so cruel. People are so unbelievably cruel. Mandatory ID for all animals rolling out worldwide. Oh, anybody here? Agenda 2030, all things inventory.
Great question. Why do the government want us to register? Let me talk to you about what the plan was behind it, and then you can decide for yourself if it's a good one. Because the government have the email addresses or the mobile phone numbers of the chicken keepers in those counties, it can really quickly send out an alert. Bird flu in your area, lock down your birds.
Yeah, they've tracked everybody.
And that's the idea of having your birds registered.
This individual is...
All right, so just in case you didn't hear that, mandatory that you register all of your animals, your chickens, with the state. And she said, and that gives them, easy access to knowing who has what. Send out bird flu in your area, lock down all of your animals and kill them. And we know that this is just going to be all over the place.
Saying that she wished all horses were inspected prior to be registered and used for breeding. That's a big fat no.
It's the first international passport for animals. This passport exactly the same as a citizen passport, complies with equal standards and 14 advanced security features.
Yeah, okay, so this is ADAPT 2030. Well, I'm on the Never Lose Truth 5. The link is in the chat, and you can hear about how they will make it mandatory. IDs for all animals, especially if you're the e-passport, that includes your animals. And how can we get trophy hunting stopped? Huh? How? How can we get these fucking psychopaths who smile when they're taking pictures of their kill, and a whole lot have their children with them? Great parenting. Psychopathic parenting, raising psychopaths. A true African queen. Let me just smile. Look at my accomplishment. Sick people. Barbara Tripp. I want to say she's from Idaho. I don't know. I think Idaho, because I've seen other kills of Barbara Tripps. Linus. Baby boomers, remember Born Free? That was the first movie that I've ever seen. Born Free. Yeah, well, not when there's psychopaths around. Now, check this out. It is AI, but it's doable. Absolutely.
If an old barrel can become a safe home, imagine what kindness can do. Share this with someone you love.
That's pretty cool, huh? Oh, and this. So, yeah, this is not going to help all.
Too close to die.
This is not going to help all of the people who are looking for foster homes.
Yeah. If I couldn't get out of that room, yeah.
Liz Scheidler has foster dogs for nearly 5 years, taking them in under her wing and giving them a second chance. But that all changed when she brought home Benny.
It's supposed to be temporary, and unfortunately, it was just too much.
At the time, Scheidler says she had Benny and 3 other dogs at her home. She was taking the dogs out back when Benny started attacking one of them, then turned on her.
So I had to drag him to a bedroom, and so that's where it escalated.
Scheidler says Benny latched onto her arm for what felt like hours as she struggled to get away.
I actually almost lost my left arm. I lost 3 units of blood due to an artery tear. And then calling 911 was hard because my blood kept cutting off the phone call. How was that in that moment, knowing that you may have not made it out alive? Petrified.
For 4 days, Scheidler was in the hospital and underwent emergency surgery.
Here she goes.
But to this day, she's still unable to use her arms.
I'm living with a friend that works from home. They come in, they get me ready for the day. I can't even put my hair in a ponytail. I can't do anything.
The Maricopa County Animal Shelter says Benny was previously placed on a euthanasia list, but had no history of behavioral issues. Now, Scheidler is sharing this message. Know the risks, ask questions, and be prepared. Because she says saving an animal should it mean putting your own life at risk?
We forget our boundaries when we think with our hearts.
No, it's not her own dog. She was fostering dogs. Those were bad bites. Now I'm just going to play a few minutes of the most beautiful, most precious dogs in the world. But you know what the top dog in the United States is? Chihuahua? Chihuahua. I was surprised.
You're very cute. Yeah.
Rocco, what are you doing? You are not bringing that outside.
Dude, Maya. Hey! Where are you going with that?
Me.
You? Who else?
Greg.
Blake, oh my goodness. Oh, it's so cute, pup. Let me see you smile. Oh, it's such a cute smile.
Get in your lane! Get in your lane!
No.
Babe! Tell Hazard to stop.
Hazard! Enough!
No. No.
Wow. I remember those.
Okay, all right, easy, easy.
Look at this. Somebody come look at this. Look at this. Somebody come and look at this.
Turner! Did you pull the crock pot off of the counter and eat an entire pot roast?
Oh my goodness.
How'd y'all squeeze your heads out there?
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I will post the link and you can check out the channel. Whoa. All right, here it comes. And I really hate when people just leave dogs alone. They come home, they walk them for 2 minutes, and then they leave again. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. And that dog is in the apartment barking and probably scared. Oh, wow. Okie dokie. I have quite a lot of, well, I've got a pool. My front yard is flooded. Flooded. Like walking in it, it would be maybe an inch. I can't see any of the grass. Okay. The lightning. I'm so, look, I'm also done with living this, everything, living it alone. And I'm saying that because I know there's a number that would, there's a number of you that would relate to that. I'm just so fucking sick of doing everything alone, dealing with feeling anxious alone, what's going to be happening. I'm tired of it. Oh boy. All right. Well, who said it last night? It was Blues Girl who said she thought that Darlene Graham was going to win the South Carolina GOP nomination. She knows nothing. McMaster, the governor, put her into Lindsey Graham's, seat, and then she wins. She the debates. She was absolutely horrible. So either this was just, we're going to take this, lots of fraud, voter fraud, or it is true that South Carolinians are brain dead. What the hell? This woman, I'll play a little bit of this. But who could possibly? Well, I guess they liked Lindsey Graham. So incredibly psychopathic, that guy, a murderer, and all for Israel. What did Lindsey Graham ever do for South Carolinians? Please, anybody in South Carolina, could you let me know? God.
So, South Carolina Republicans, I humbly accept your nomination to serve as the Republican nominee for the great state of South Carolina. Thank you, thank you, thank you. First, I want to thank the good Lord who got us through these past few weeks and gave me and my family the strength to keep going.
I'm sorry, but that's not a good Lord. It is not a good Lord that helped you get to where you are because you're filling the seat of a brother who was an obvious evil psychopath, and you know nothing, but you have agreed to enrich your wealth while you just take the orders from Trump, from Netanyahu, from whomever to commit more war crimes, killing more children and innocent people. Yay! That's not a good Lord. Oh, man. Our life here, boy.
So I want to give you a different point.
Okay. And this went back, and I'm sorry, but let me just bring it to Barron Trump. Okay. I was going to post on this, but first of all, I do not believe that the Iranian state TV or media. Oh shit, this lightning, man. I don't know if you can hear it. Okay, yeah. I don't believe that Iran did this. Everything coming out of our government is a lie. Just a lie, okay? Secret Service says it is aware of Iranian state media video threatening Barron Trump and, placing a $10 million bounty on Barron. I don't believe it.
A video threatening Barron Trump? Okay. So the question is there a $10 million bounty on Trump? What? That'd be Barron. So they're actually talking about it here in the Korean news, like what's going on. The headline they have, quote, "We are watching your family. Iran pressures Trump to revealing location data." Say what? And if you guys saw this, there was like this weird, I don't know, AI video thing of where Barron would be or otherwise, who knows. But they're looking into it. Now, I just want to say this to make it clear, and I'm going to show you guys some stuff around the world. Most people just want to live with their lives and just move on. It's just like, get the people out of the Middle East, bring the troops home. Let's just go back to normal because the whole world is paying for this. It's crazy. And I want to show you just some regular life. So, for example, this was today at dinner. We took a picture. This is here in Busan, and actually they're at a street festival. It's all free. It's like a comedy magic show stuff. And a true story, this is actually on YouTube. That's what the festival thing looked like, right? So there's the comedians there, and my wife and I here are on their footage. So they had people up holding balloons. There's Yeji. If you guys know Yeji, you can see me with my glasses on and my pink shirt right there. But I just want to show you this. Like these are just this is just regular life around the world. We just want to have fun. Where they're doing like a funny balloon thing, and it was fun. And that's what just regular people want to do. And it's just like we look at the American news and it's like, are you people insane? And that's why people write these comments of like, why haven't you just removed your president already. So again, these are just regular people, and you can see there's tourists there. But that's the scene here in Busan today. I also want to show you guys this because people like to see daily life. This was lunch the other day. We had Taiwan style food. This is what the food looks like, and it's pretty good. I'll be frank, it's really good. If you're curious on price, because people always ask me this stuff, that was 40,000 won. That's a set, so it's all in tax and there's no tips here. Is all included. $28.90 is how that translates. We went to a coffee place. You can see what their coffee places look like. And again, in USA, they always try to tell you that the USA is the best place in the whole world, and you could never go anywhere else, and everywhere else is terrible. Well, I'm just showing you my life here. This was another lunch that I had. You can see what it looks like. That's mackerel. That's about 16,000 Korean won. So let me convert that for you if you're curious. So 16,000 Korean won. So that's about $11.56 for a mackerel lunch. So that's what it looks like there. You get some side dishes. That's what the restaurants look like. So again, they try to tell you that everywhere else is terrible in the world, but I'm just showing you what it is. You can make up your own mind if I live in a terrible place and if we eat terrible food. This was a lunch also another day. We had sushi. And you guys can tell me what the cost of this stuff would be in USA. And you can see everything's really, really fresh. It was about 17,000 won for one person. So that would be about $12.28. So give you an idea of the cost of food. And then I don't even know what these are exactly. The ones in the middle. My wife said they're like tomatoes. I think they are, but they're really sweet. They're kind of like fruit in a way. So you eat that for dessert, and then you eat your tomatoes and then your salad. They had like some sort of apricot kind of jelly dressing on there. So it's quite good. I'm just showing you guys what the food looks like. And then also too, I was on the subway the other day, and we were having a World Library and Information Congress here in Busan. So that's life here. And again, people just want to move on with their lives. I want to show you a little bit more. This would be life in Spain. Again, people, same thing, just want to live their lives.
I'm living in Spain, and I've been here for 3 years. And I just have to make this video because this is just a difference between living in the United States and living in Spain that I don't think I will ever get over. It is 11:15 at night. I am a 35-year-old woman, and I feel completely safe walking around by myself. Obviously, I'm taking safety measures. I don't have my headphones on. I'm walking in a big pedestrian area. I'm walking in an area that's lit. I'm aware of my surroundings. You would never catch me walking in the United States alone at 11:15 at night. And I'm from Kansas, and that's actually pretty relatively safe. But living here in Spain, it is truly just like a whole nother level. And the reason why I think it is so different is because there are people all over the place. The city that we live in is set up where all the lights are very bright, all the streets are open and they're not dark. And
she's talking about how it's well lit. So basically you invest in the city, you make it safe. People are everywhere. So people feel safe being outside. Because I grew up in the USA. I lived all over the USA. I know exactly how it is. Many cities you can't do that. It's just not safe, and you guys know it too. Sometimes Americans get upset when you tell them the truth, but you know it is.
Europe, they don't tell you that you're going to heal all of your health conditions because the food is so much better. They don't tell you that you're going to save $30,000 a year because literally when you move abroad to Portugal or Spain or Italy or France, you literally are going to cut your expenses by 1/3. What they don't tell you is that you can get a mortgage with only a 30% down payment, and you don't even have to be a citizen or a resident, and the mortgage rates are 2 to 3%. What they don't tell you is that you don't need a car. That means you're not going to have a car payment. You're not going to be paying insurance premium. What they don't tell you is you're going to save, for some families, $1,000 to $2,000 a month, because private health insurance over here is anywhere from $70 to $200 a month. I pay no.
When I talk to you guys about investing in your people, like this is stuff that I mentioned. I mentioned public transportation, healthcare, safety, these kind of things. Like all these things add up to make your life better. To where in USA, if you don't invest in the people, because sometimes people say, well, but Chris, I don't ever see, any, like there's a war going on, but nothing's really going on in my life. I don't know anything. It's like regular life is normal, but that's the point. Things don't improve in USA. Like it stays the same. And in fact, there's a lot of disrepair and things that could be fixed, your roads, your bridges, or otherwise, or your schools that are in disrepair. Like it's just, you don't see things, you just see it slowly go downhill. I don't know how's the way to say it. And then all the money goes to Elon Musk, and they blame, they argue, oh guys, but we got the best GDP because look how rich Elon Musk is. And that's basically what it ends up being. It's a K-shaped economy.
I learned, first thing, being in a country where English is not the first language is humbling. And I think everyone should have that experience because it completely changed my perspective on people that have English as a second language or people that are bilingual in general. Completely changed my perspective. Second thing, hospitality in Spain is amazing. There's no bullshit. It's literally just, what do you want? Here you go. And you wave them down when you need something. It's because there is no tipping culture, which is also nice that you don't have to tip. But that's why there's no bullshit. They're not trying to get money off of you. They just are doing what they need to do. And it's amazing. Third thing, and I know this is not just Spain, but they have a very strong tapas culture. So you get little plates and you share with everybody. And I love that way of eating. It makes it an experience, not just having a meal. It becomes an experience that you're sharing with your friends. And I don't think I can go back to eating how I used to eat. Number 4, hustle culture is not a thing. People are enjoying their life. They are not prioritizing work. Businesses will close in the afternoon and reopen in the evening so that people can go home and have a nap. And it was so refreshing to experience people that are working just so that they can live and enjoy their life. They're not living to work. And the 5th thing, if you're just ordering something, getting a coffee, they'll call you cariño, they'll call you guapa. They'll use these terms of endearment with strangers, which is something that doesn't happen here. And I fell in love with it so much. I love people giving love just because they can.
You hear about Americans living abroad, like how there's just all these little things that add up to be a better quality of life. It's very hard to explain because it's like everything, not just one or two things. It's like a lot of little things that may not seem like much, but again, it just all adds up. And then the opposite would be like, you wake up every day in USA and like Trump's still president, and you got a bunch of morons that think Trump's God, and you got these people say, "Oh, guys, everyone's rich. Look how rich Elon is." It's like completely whacked out. And it's like,
it is completely whacked out for sure, and it's not kind. It's not caring or compassionate. It's just bullshit. I want to get that bullshit button. Yeah, bullshit. God, I think a lot of people hate it, and I'm with them.
Guys,
only exist in Korea that might be unbelievable anywhere else. So you can go to a cafe or a restaurant, you can leave your phone and wallet to hold your spot and nobody will touch it. Amazing. You can walk down any alleyway at any time of the night and you don't have to look over your shoulder. You just know that you're safe. Amazing. And if you forget your laptop at a cafe, you can come back later and trust that it'll still be there and nobody will take it. Truly amazing. So it's little societal norms like these that really change how you trust the people around you.
And again, it's just a whole other world. And if you're in USA, I know this stuff seems unbelievable. I understand. It doesn't seem real. I totally get it. Because literally Americans are right there. "Oh, Chris, you're just liars. You're just liars." People say that. They'll say, "Oh, you're just paid by Korea to tell you what, all these lies about Korea." Okay. I mean,
yeah.
All I can do is just show you what people say. And that's how whacked out Mega is. They really don't get it. So that's why I show you. So for example, have you ever seen this in USA? So what this is, these are machines. Let me turn this off here. These are machines that give you free bug spray basically, and you'll find these at parks. They're not like everywhere, but you will see them occasionally if you're going to go like on a hiking trail and the local area has funded that. And this is just like a little thing. It's a little thing, right? It's not like the life-changing thing, but I'm just showing you like a small thing that you'll probably never find. I've never seen this in USA, and you guys can let me know if you have this in Europe. So again, this is bug spray among like a trail, and it'll look like that. And we have other stuff like that where air hoses to clean your shoes when you done hiking. That's pretty common in Korea. But this is the kind of ways that you invest in your people. You just remove those little annoyances in life and just make life easier. You care about your citizens, right?
Korea it is so cold right now, but they have these like shelters that are heated
with a TV. Oh my gosh, it's so warm in here. It's literally like 20 degrees outside. It's literally the size of a New York City studio apartment. It's actually nicer and maybe bigger. And you can even charge your phone here, which is insane. You have a charging station right here, and like you got a nice view. And the craziest thing is the seat is heated and I am heated. It's so warm in here and I'm just like gagged. I'm like, look at this. You can switch the languages. I get the bus map right here. Korea is living in the future. I feel like we can all learn a little bit. I wish we had stuff like this back home where you're just kind of like looking out for general citizens, like waiting in the cold in a shelter like this. Like, do you think we should bring this to America? Could this work in America? That is a question. Do you guys think we could bring this, and would this ever be able to work?
So basically what it is, it's like a heated bus stop area, right? You can charge your phone, the seats are heated, etc. We have heated seats here at our bus stop. That's been a relatively new thing. It's not every bus stop quite yet. The covered one, this is not.
See how clean it was? Did you see how clean it was?
It's probably going to be more in the wealthier areas of Korea, so that's not everywhere. But you know, eventually they'll try to roll it out if possible. But this is the kind of stuff, again, when you invest in your people.
From Seoul to Busan, I'm going to show you the boarding process that nobody talks about. When you're at the main area, don't be overwhelmed. Just check your e-ticket for the train number and find your platform. Now, you might think there's a scary process like the airport with the bag checks and security, but it's not that complicated. I don't even have a ticket, but I'm going to show you how easy it is. The boarding area is actually fully open to the public, so you can just simply enter. You then simply go down to the platform, and there's your train. And on the platform, you can very simply just find...
Right, and so then, because sometimes people ask, you know, how much English is there or whatever, you can see it. It's all digital signage. The trains are clearly marked. If you know what car you're on, what you know, numbers you are, you can easily, it's really easy.
All right, Chris, I want you to show the exercise machines or bikes and stuff in parks in South Korea. Free, you know, you just go there and you exercise on these machines. Wow. Well, my grass is gone. My front lawn is pretty flooded. Okie dokie. All right. Thank you, Chris. And I have recommended Chris before, and I do again. And there you go. And I happen to really like South Korea. Never been there. Wish I could be there, but I'm not. But so I like seeing South Korea, especially from someone who, well, he was born, he's Vietnamese, but he lived in, I think, Oregon. I could be wrong on that. And now he's living in South Korea. So boots on ground. Now, yeah, outrage erupting nationwide after New Jersey, Mickey Sherrill signed a law that could imprison Christians that pray outside abortion facilities. Insane, absolutely. But hey, this is little UK in New Jersey.
Gender affirming care, reproductive health care.
But here's where this all gets even more concerning to pro-life advocates. The new law makes it a crime to physically block access to facilities like abortion clinics. And the penalties are harsh. For example, some people could face 18 months in prison for simply praying outside a facility. And if the state upgrades the charge, pro-life advocates could face up to 10 years in prison plus a fine of up to $150,000. Now, my next guest,
gender affirming care, reproductive health care.
But here's where this.
But the thing is, they don't care about the children who are born and grow up. That's the problem. That's the problem. Hegseth fired top general over Kid Rock flyby. Well, the truth is coming out. So days before the Army's top officer was abruptly fired earlier this year, he was advised by a fellow general, now vying to replace him, to stop the military's investigation into the unauthorized helicopter flyby of Kid Rock's Tennessee estate. Okay? Nothing like pandering to, well, the rich, pandering to, you know, the celebrities. You think only Democrats do that? General Randy George, whom Defense Secretary, no one is going with war, Department of War. Good, I'm glad. But Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, removed as the Army Chief of Staff without explanation, felt that it was important to follow typical protocol and determine whether any safety regulations had been violated. Protocol. But Hegseth fired him. Okay. How lovely. You know, talk about firing somebody when they happen to be investigating something that you did. Oh, Pete, I thought you were a little tougher than that. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Oh. Listen to this. This is, and I've recommended several times, the civil rights lawyer. Unbelievable. I'm just going to play a few minutes. The link is in the chat, and you might want to click on it. If you don't know civil rights lawyer, you might want to click on it and subscribe. While he has grown, good. He has 2.04 million subscribers. He deserves it.
Oh, this guy right here.
Good? Yeah. Right here.
Go hit him. Well, not hit him, but.
Stop! Get on the ground. Get on the ground. What happened? That's not our guy. No.
A bank was robbed in Boulder, Colorado, but thankfully, the bank robber didn't even have a getaway car. He had to take the bus. And then he stopped off at a Starbucks to relax for a while. But as the bank robber is sipping on his latte, the cops are outside chasing an innocent high school kid on his bicycle who is late for his haircut.
What they told our client is you matched the exact description of the bank robber, which he didn't.
That's not him. 1249 at 13th Street.
And you were at the exact location of the tracker, which he wasn't.
Mom, this is kind of a serious situation. I just got falsely identified as a bank robbery, so I don't know, person, and then the police came and tackled me off my bike.
Did you tackle him specifically?
Get on the ground. Get on the ground.
I'm not able to provide all that information, sir.
Keep up the good work.
I appreciate it.
Okay? I won't change it for anything.
Click on the link. I'll put it in again. High school kid, late for his hair appointment. Okay, this bank robber didn't have a getaway car, so he took the bus and then went to. Sounds like America, doesn't it? Sounds just perfect for the US of A.
I said,
okay, property taxes are, you want to talk robbers? Right here, government. Robbing everything from Americans. So these property tax bills that you receive in the mail, their assessments are fraud. They raise the value of your house. Your property tax goes up, but so does your mortgage.
Well, I can't afford my house anymore. My mortgage just went up.
So my mortgage just went up. My mortgage just went up to $2,500.
I paid off my mortgage last month, 30 years. Bank sent the deed over. Congratulations. It's yours, free and clear.
There was a time when paying off a house meant the house was finally yours. You worked for it, you signed for it, and one day it was done.
No more.
That promise has quietly changed. The bill keeps arriving after the mortgage is settled, and it's climbing faster than anyone budgeted for. The people you are about to hear opened theirs on camera. Listen to what the number did to them.
So, my wife and I bought our house end of 2024. So we've been here for almost a year and a half. And this has been basically our mortgage payment every month, 3741.72. And just as like a, insight into home ownership, our property taxes recently went up, exactly what it was, but yeah, that's our new amount right there, 45.36. So we went up $750 per month, over $7,000 a year more. And most of it goes into the interest, obviously, as we know. But yeah, this is how people aren't able to stay in their houses forever and lose their houses. Oh, crazy.
Y'all, guess what happened? So my mortgage just went up. My mortgage just went up to $2,500. They just ran my analysis, my escrow analysis. And I wouldn't even go look at it. But someone told me, like, just look at it, because I already knew I was negative because of what? Because of the fucking taxes.
They're trapping people. They are literally trapping people in their homes because now, well, with the property tax, with the assessment, your value, oh, it's going up. And then mortgage goes up, property tax goes up, and they can't sell them. They can't sell them. And what happens? Eventually, they end up defaulting, and their house is put up for auction. And depending on where they are, they may not see any money from that house because the city will take all of it, or the town, or the state. That's what's happening.
And because I have a shortage in my escrow. Thank you, City of Chicago. Thank you so much for making it even harder on fucking homeowners. Thank you so fucking much.
I paid off my mortgage last month, 30 years. Bank sent the deed over. Congratulations. It's yours, free.
Okay, I'm going to post the link. So many people are getting trapped. So many trying to sell their homes. They can't sell them, and they can't afford their mortgages. What happens? You know what happens. Holy shit, this is, okay, this is not how other countries operate. So if you can get out now, I really recommend getting out now. Man.
It up.
Oh, and those beef prices, right? So I spoke earlier about, those in the chat leaving, I only like expensive beef or whatever. Reconsider leaving chats like that because leaving comments like that because an awful lot of people can't even afford their groceries. And yeah, think about most people. I know a lot of my subscribers really hurting now.
The price for 1 pound of ground beef is now more than the federal minimum wage, guys.
Look at this. Extra lean ground beef is $35 for a family pack.
Look. 1 pound of meat. Almost $13.
A pound of ground beef used to be the cheap answer. It was what you reached for when the week could be long and the budget was thin and it fed everybody.
And I don't even eat meat, so I'm not affected by it. But everything is going up. Every freaking thing is going up. Everything. I'm like, holy shit. Every time I go, just to pick up a couple of things, I'm like, oh, that went up. Oh, that went up. It's too much. It's getting to the point where, I'll just fade away. I will just fade away. So, but I do know that an awful lot of people who are really stressed, my God, if they have children and they can't find a job, they lost their job, everything going up. people get really stressed, and a whole lot of people become, unfortunately, violent. We're seeing it. It's only going to increase.
Stand in front of that case now, and the arithmetic is flipped completely. What you're about to see is people filming the price tag because they could not quite believe it. Notice how many of them walk away empty-handed.
What is it now?
I went to go pick out my steak, and I'm like, holy shit, $18 for a basic ribeye.
That looks like an unnaturally brightly colored New York strip.
Right.
I gotta take home and cook myself. No way. And I look right next to it, and there's this behemoth steak.
That's not a steak.
And you do know that an awful lot of the meat, when it begins to turn, they bring it in the back, they make it look completely new and fresh, and repackage it and sell it.
That's a boneless chuck roast.
Looking thing, that's $14.
There's a reason for that.
And about 3 times the size of the ribeye steak.
That's because it's a roast and not a steak.
I thought to myself...
You thought to yourself you'd brown it and season it on all 4 sides, then remove it from the pot and add it to a Dutch oven or a crock pot. In a nice liquid of beef broth, red wine, maybe a little tomato paste, vegetables and herbs, and even more spices, especially garlic. That's a delicious idea.
It can't be that bad. Let me take it home and prepare it.
Oh, sweet godless Christ.
And we'll see how it turns out.
The butter is burning. The butter is
Burning, what's it doing?
I laid down some butter in the hot pan.
Burns his ass.
And I plopped this GMC Yukon XL size
stupid fat habits
steak down in the pan. And it actually turned out great looking.
It's not too late to braise it.
The sear turned out incredible. It just looked like it was going to be a big, nice, juicy steak.
Rare chuck steak. This isn't going to be a meal so much as a looks-maxing, jaw-chiseling workout.
But unfortunately, I was wrong. I cut it up. It looked so good. And I went to take my first bite. And I chewed for about 3 minutes.
The chewing? It does nothing?
It felt like I was eating a Timberland boot.
Yeah, that's right.
I made a mistake.
Yeah, that's right.
So learn from me and don't buy these giant BBL steaks that you see at the grocery store.
Go ahead and buy them. Just Google what to do with them first.
Look at this. Extra lean ground beef is $35 for a family pack. If you get regular ground beef, it's $24. But if you get halal ground beef, it's $18. So I'm buying halal meat because it's much cheaper than getting extra lean. Look at that. Look at that. Bro, look at that. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
There's been a lot of news in the beef sector the last 3 or 4 weeks.
Okay, and we all know it. The link is in the chat. You can listen to more people. But yeah, I hope you're ready for what's coming because it's not good.
Oh, it is a ghost town.
It's already not pretty. It is already not pretty. Okay, and everybody should say, yeah, okay, this is not going very well. People still applaud Trump. Whoa. Okay. And this is in Florida, tourist business way down. And what happens? It affects people's business.
Oh, it is a ghost town.
For many along John's Pass, business has been falling short.
It's the slowest year we've had since 2020.
Spring break really never happened for us. And then the summer swing never happened for us either. The kids locally just went back to school, I guess this past week, and now it is just dead.
So if it's the hurricane, the economy, a mix of the two, but we've definitely been, everybody around here that I spoke to has been down about 30% this year.
No, it's not the hurricane season. No, it's not the weather. No, it's not any of these things. It is truly due to the impact of Trump's decisions within this country right now.
Oh, it is a ghost town.
For many along John's Pass, business has been falling short.
It's the slowest year we've had since 2020.
Spring break.
What's going to happen? Because nothing is turning around. Nothing at all. And let's just listen to our
Navarro,
friend Chris Norland. America's allies just denied this. Everything, what we are doing, it's so embarrassing. It's just embarrassing to be an American today.
Mr. Navarro, why are we in a trade war with Canada today?
Because Canada basically screws America, and they've been doing it for a very, very long time, dating back to the 1990s. Just as a little background, I actually have the most experience of anybody in the Trump administration negotiating with the Canadians.
Americans are in trouble. They could be having toilet paper problems. You heard that correctly. I've told you guys, I've warned you guys this before, because Americans apparently poop and cry way more than the rest of the world. True story. Wiped out. U.S. faces surging toilet paper prices amid trade war with Canada. And this is actually what it says. Using the bathroom or having a cry is about to become more expensive for North Americans as the U.S. and Canada enter a full-fledged trade war that threatens to flush away decades of peaceful trading between the two nations. And
will Americans be running out to buy their toilet paper because it's going to become more expensive? I have to say, I did go to the bathroom this afternoon before I saw this, but when I came out, I saw this and I was like, I can't believe it, because I have one more roll and I know how expensive the brand that I like is now, and I haven't bought it in a while, so I'm sure it's going to even be more expensive. And I'm like, shit. And then I come and listen to this.
And apparently you guys, so the USA import 320 million worth of toilet paper from Canada. That was 2024. And Americans use a lot of this stuff. It says the U.S. accounts for more than 20% of global tissue consumption, despite having only 4% of the population. And then the average American uses 141 rolls of toilet paper per year. I repeat, the average American uses 141 rolls of toilet paper per year, making them number one for the number twos globally. And if you're curious, I guess Germany is number two in the world for the number twos with 134 rolls of toilet paper. So there's that. So I want to hear from Germans on why you think you're number two. I can tell you I have a pretty good sense of why Americans are number one for number twos. Take a look at this. This is the news today.
But you did, so talk about that. What was most important to you and how did you do this?
Well, it's a combination of a couple of things. Like, you've got to have crispy, crunchy on the outside, juicy on the inside. It's got to have good flavor. And we actually let the kids decide, I think, in this case, because you've got to have something that they just are clamoring to get. And then on top of that, we had to complete makeover of all of our sauces. Nuggets go hand in hand with a sauce. You can't have one without the other. So it was total do-over.
We've got them, and got the ones that we're going to try them. But first, talk about this momentum. With
Forget
the
but first.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, please don't wait on us.
He's off script. Very good.
These are actually our news where they're talking about, I guess, Burger King changed their sauces or otherwise. They're trying to improve their flavor, but that's what we spend all our research on. Effectively, what it is getting Americans addicted to fast food and other things. So there's that.
Right.
What else is going on with U.S. Canada? Well, apparently this is the former trade person from Canada, says Canada's former top trade envoy warns of rockier U.S. relations ahead. So basically, he doesn't think things are going to get better. I'll actually read the quote. There's clearly been some damage to the bilateral relationship between Canada and the U.S. It may take some time. In fact, it probably should take some time before we get onto a better track. We're in a rocky period in our relationship between Canada and the U.S. And I think it's likely to get even rockier before it begins to improve. Okay.
Chance to respond to it.
And then they start talking about McDonald's, and McDonald's is, well, their profits have hit a real low. And I think it was this guy, maybe somebody else, he claimed that it was Burger King that was bringing down the McDonald's profits. It's that people can't afford even fast food. Remember when that was, a cheap alternative? Well, it's no longer cheap. No longer cheap at all. Listen to this. Now, families, they got to get their shit together, because I'm sick of listening to families who, and I know one subscriber who's not happy about his sisters that took the mother to another state. Okay, well, and if you have a guardian, try not to get guardians. Guardians are, well, a whole lot have to get a guardian because they don't have family members, right? That will, protect them. But guardians are really, it's a scary, scary industry. And they end up scamming an awful lot of the elderly. But this woman, 83 years old, God, she looks great. I wish that I could age like this, but clearly I ain't going that direction.
As our parents age, families face tough decisions about how to protect them and what legal steps should be taken. But what happens when siblings fight over those decisions? Right now, an elderly woman is at the center of a guardianship battle that spans 2 states, with her son and daughter-in-law facing contempt of court charges and quite possibly jail time. Tonight, senior investigative reporter Tanya Iser shows us how a family dispute escalated to this point.
Here, Rodney. Peggy Hill says she knows exactly where she wants to be. Living here in Fort Collins, Colorado, with her son, daughter-in-law, and her 3 grandsons.
Oh, my goodness. I get up in the morning and think I've already died and gone to heaven living here.
Peggy Hill is 83 years old. She is living with dementia.
I will admit, I do have some memory issues.
Last year, her adult children couldn't agree on her care going forward, so they ended up in a Dallas County probate court. A probate judge approved a settlement after mediation. Peggy would spend 6 months in Colorado with her youngest son and his family, and 6 months in an assisted living facility in Dallas near 2 of her other sons.
And if anybody knows, dementia patients, you don't want to change things on them. You do not want to change anything, and this is what the other siblings are doing. She wants to stay in Colorado, and the other siblings who want her 6 months in Texas won't listen to the mother.
The court appointed an independent guardian to oversee Peggy's care and a bank to oversee her money.
When you have a guardian, oh my God, you don't have a life.
For the retired real estate agent, that means decisions she once made for herself are now made by her guardian and the court. Peggy was supposed to return to Dallas by the end of December, but she's repeatedly refused.
I love living here. I don't want to leave. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cry. Why won't they leave me alone?
In February, her guardian sent people to her son's home to return her to Dallas.
I'm not going to go willingly. I'm not going to go pleasantly.
The family provided video of the encounter.
I don't want you putting your hands on me. I want you out of this property.
In June, the Dallas court ordered her son, Rucker, to assist in getting his mother back to Dallas by July 13th.
I'm not going anywhere.
We did everything that we were called to do by that court order. The other party was not willing to go.
On July 24th, the judge issued another order declaring Rucker and his wife Rebecca guilty of not returning Peggy to Dallas. They have a court date Tuesday. The judge ordered them to bring Peggy and explain why they shouldn't be held in contempt.
Here I am, 47 years old, 11 o'clock at night, Googling, what happens when you get arrested?
Attorney Stephen Dubner handles guardianship cases.
They better have a good reason why they didn't get her back, because judges are going to go, what did you do?
Peggy's guardian, Lindsay Howell of Legacy Guardianship, declined to discuss the case. But there's another complication. Peggy is scheduled for brain surgery September 4th, a surgery that could improve her memory issues. Her doctors say returning her to Dallas before then would not be in her best interest.
So I'm not going back to Dallas. I don't want to go back to Dallas. I've said if I go back to Dallas, I'm going in a pine box.
Two of the others.
Why? Why can't, if the son and daughter-in-law and the grandsons want her to be there and she's happy there, what is the problem? Control. People want control, and they don't care about what this 83-year-old woman is saying. It's utterly, God, this country, we're so okay, great. Thanks, Reuters, for doing this to me. Okay, well, I was going to be talking about the hack of our Justice Department, NASA, the Fed Reserve, and of course it was China. Well, sorry, but can't do it. How about churches, libraries, breweries? Surveillance, the covert surveillance happening all over our fabulous country. Yes, don't call it United States, call it United Stasi. We're back with, you don't have to wear a hat, a Stasi hat, to know that the Stasi is all over. Prince of Peace, Lutheran Church, Roseville, Minnesota, Steve Sylvester, I guess I can't get this off, told his mostly elderly congregation that the Department of Homeland Security had surveilled their church during the federal immigration enforcement surge that happened in Minnesota last winter. So these revelations came to light due to a court procedure just a few days before the service that Steve was going to do in his church. It came to light that an agent captured the license plates of people in the church, in this parking lot, compiled dossiers, including their names, addresses, information about their families and jobs. And he said, it feels weird. It feels like I'm living in 1950s Eastern Europe. I don't know that it feels frightening or daunting. It just feels completely out of place and inappropriate. Okay, well, it sounds like a man who has not known much about the police state and surveillance state that we've been living certainly since 9/11. Churches, schools, libraries, federal agents secretly made recordings of meetings at churches, libraries, restaurants, and schools around the Twin Cities. They infiltrated private group chats, sought the financial records of national labor unions, and gathered information on community members who had not been accused of any crimes. Quite honestly, it was breathtaking, says Rachel Levinson Waldman, who directs the Liberty and National Security Program at the Brennan Center for Justice. She went on, just the scope of what was being revealed in terms of how deeply it had gone, how many government resources are being devoted to this. Cody Sanders, interim pastor at University Baptist Church in Minneapolis, says his first reaction was surprise, then anger, when he heard that an undercover agent wore a wire to a self-defense class held at his church. I do imagine people will look over their shoulder a little more and wonder, is there someone here who's trying to gather information? Or when they see a strange car in the parking lot. I hope we can resist the kind of suspicion that this is likely to generate. Well, it's a good thing that people are getting to know that this is the country now. It has been completely and utterly transformed into a surveillance state. You don't have to worry about that socialism or communism. You know, all Republicans are talking, you vote Democrat, you're going to get communism. This is what you have now. This is it. Wow. There's more, so I'll post the link. Why aren't the Republicans who know that we are really a deep embedded surveillance state, why aren't they talking about that? And woman speaking against flock cameras removed. This is West Virginia. Removed. Yeah. So she's talking about the surveillance state, but she gets removed by the police state.
Put your hands on me and remove me. You're going to have to drag me out.
Lindsay, yes you will.
That's fine, and we're going to sue you over this.
Please do.
We're
That's what you
absolutely
have
going
to do.
Get your hands off me.
Good morning.
Lindsay, 5th
I
Ward in
need
the city
your
of.
last
I'm
name.
not going to give you my last name or my address.
Okay,
and I'm actually going
we have
to.
our rules.
It doesn't. Your rules are unconstitutional, and what you're going to do is invite a lawsuit.
Would you please have
can
this young lady dismissed?
Commissioner Bloom, we're going to sue you on this. And I know
Please do
you
my
love lawsuits about
We have the
unconscionality.
right-
The Supreme Court protects the right under the it addresses anonymity for the first.
The rules
for the first,
are
you can
very
drag
clear.
me out of
Thank
here.
you.
This is
Okay, that developed, giving your full name, your address, so that all of these commissioners have that information, and it's just a data collection. Oh, they're against data centers? Put them over here.
so ridiculous. You're asking people to talk about mass surveillance. You know exactly who I am, for
Lindsay,
starters.
You have to prove for the record. This is in our rule. I'm sorry.
No, your rule is it.
You're going to
Commissioner
have
Bloom.
to ask her to leave.
No, I'm going to finish what I'm
No,
saying.
she cannot.
Commissioner Bloom,
She cannot.
anonymity is protected by the First Amendment. You're
I'm
asking
sorry,
people who are worried about mass surveillance to come in here and identify
Lindsay,
themselves. That's
you're trying to
dangerous.
disrupt the
I know
meeting.
you love to dig your heels
You're
in on
trying to
issues that
disrupt the
don't
meeting.
matter.
Okay.
I'm not trying to disrupt the
No.
meeting. I'm
Okay, you have to ask
exercising.
her to leave.
I'm exercising my First Amendment. Yeah, what's your address,
Yeah.
Commissioner Bloom?
Yeah.
Let's come stand outside your house and mass surveil you.
Yeah. You need to
You
take
will
her out.
have to put your hands on me and remove me. You're going to have to drag me out.
Lindsay, yes you will.
That's
Sorry.
fine, and we're going to sue you over this.
Please do.
We're
If that's what you
absolutely
have to
going to
do.
get your hands off me.
Please,
Get your hands-
Lindsay.
do not touch me again.
Please, Lindsay, would you leave? Thank you. I am. I'm following the law. That's what this law says.
Rules are not the law.
Okay.
Okay.
Point of order.
Point of order.
Yeah, we can't.
We can't, this is a
respond to public
meeting.
comment.
This is not a Morgantown City Council meeting where you can disrupt. So please, are you going to behave? We'll follow the rules.
Are you going to behave, kiddies? Are you going to follow the rules, kiddies? Because we're we sit above you. You notice how there's so many town halls and these county commissioners, they sit higher than those residents. They always sit in the comfortable chairs. They always sit higher. And that's a psychological power play. But why do they need to give their name? Hey, Elle. Why? Especially in these small towns where everybody knows one another. And Flock, the CEO is lying? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That kid, that CEO Flock kid, lying to cops about 404, this is the publication, media's reporting on abortion case. Listen to what happened here. So in August, there was a call with Ohio law enforcement and government officials and Flock's CEO, Garrett Langley, who repeatedly lied about his surveillance technology's role in tracking a woman who had self-administered an abortion with a pill. I didn't think that that was what Flock was supposed to be doing. The context around the tracking of the woman and 404's media's coverage of that watershed incident, well, Langley claimed that the story is entirely false, and it's not. Despite court records, police reports, and 404's reporting, it's not false, but he claimed that it's false. Another lying CEO. Oh. In the call, Langley strategized with cops about how to deal with journalists, suggesting that they avoid talking to national outlets and that cops focus on telling sob stories. He said, let me handle the New York Times. You handle local media. They want to hear from you, your reporters. They'll pick a sob story. There's a story reported by 404 Media of a Texas officer using Flock. This is what he said, Langley, the CEO, using Flock to try to find a woman who had an abortion. And it's entirely false. It's not, okay? But that's what he said. They knew it was false because there's a few things, right? Because one, it's not illegal to have an abortion in Texas. It's illegal to administer an abortion. So the woman could never have been under investigation for having an abortion. That's problem one. Okay, what actually happened? Court records obtained by Electronic Frontier Foundation and shared with 404 Media show that Texas authorities did discuss whether they could charge the woman with a crime. On the same day, they performed the Flock search of her. An affidavit said, quote, it was discussed at the time with the district attorney's office and learned the state could not statutorily charge the woman for taking the pill to cause the abortion or miscarriage of the non-viable fetus. Police documents categorized their work on the case as a death investigation. So in that case, 404 revealed in May 2025, which Langley called, quote, entirely false, authorities in Texas searched Flock cameras nationwide for a woman who self-administered an abortion by taking, what are those pills called, day after or something? That search included cameras in states where abortion is legal. The incident showed in real terms what healthcare access and privacy advocates had warned about. if this thunderstorm goes on for another 5.5 hours, another just endless, oh God, I can't remember when thunderstorms were 15 minutes. Okay, not the case anymore. And you probably didn't hear it, but I saw the lightning. I knew thunder was coming, and it did. All right. So, the incident showed in real terms what healthcare access and privacy advocates had warned about, that in the wake of Roe v. Wade, more law enforcement may use surveillance technology to track down people who are seeking reproductive health care. At the time, the Sheriff Adam King of the Johnson County Sheriff's Office told 404 Media the woman's, quote, family was worried that she was going to bleed to death. They lied. And because we were trying to find her to get her to the hospital, but the flock search was performed 2 weeks after the abortion, making that a little dubious claim. You know, you can't get away from all of the liars in this country. You just can't. You know, the records were part of an arrest affidavit against the woman's partner, who was arrested for allegedly threatening her at gunpoint on the day she took an abortion pill. Drama. Langley continued. The second problem is if the 404 Media Group would have taken the time to conduct an actual journalistic investigation, they would have found out that 2 weeks later, when all this came out, she was in an abusive relationship and the family was concerned that she was in danger. So we have the sheriff's office saying, we're concerned that she might bleed to death. And then now we have the family concerned that she was in danger. All right, it turned out that Flock, they used those cameras to try very hard to find her. Now in Texas, they will, it's a criminal charge for a doctor to perform an abortion. It is not a criminal charge if a woman seeks out an abortion, either in another state or by taking the morning after pill. Not. So why were they looking for her? They wanted to make her an example. But this is not what Flock was supposed to be about, right? How do you ever think you're going to be living, you know, what we lived decades and decades and decades before? Not that it was great, but at least, you know, we weren't subjected on a daily basis to all of these effing liars who always get found out, but nothing ever happens to them. They sicked the Flock cameras looking for that one woman. Okay? Oh, here, I did have another one. Yeah, the Chinese hackers disrupted U.S. Justice Department, massive Federal Reserve. But it always turns out we stopped them. We're great. United States said that it had disrupted a Chinese hacking operation responsible for break-ins at the Justice Department and Federal Reserve, the Senate. I'm sure the Federal Reserve has, cyber protection and other sensitive government agencies. But the hacking, well, it's either Iran or China, our enemies, you know, that are doing this kind of hacking. They've hacked prior to this, U.S. Department of Energy, Department of Health and Human Services, National Institutes of Health, for unnamed companies in the United States and South Korea as being among the hackers' victims. Okay, well, they were not able to disrupt, but it seems that the hackers, a whole lot, are just stealing the information, probably selling it. And I still think that this hacking stuff, the cyber attacks, are going towards, okay, had enough, and you have to have a government ID to get on the internet. To get on the internet. Let's just say we're not moving in a very good direction. I think a lot of people are experiencing the direction that we've been moving in. A lot of people still have not, and a whole lot believe that the Republicans, Johnson, the House Speaker, along with Trump, are devising plans to suspend the election. Oh, and then what happens? Actually, there's a loophole that Johnson may, here. So a MAGA plot to keep power in Congress. This loophole is, let me see. So if the outcome is close, minions of Johnson's can refuse to seat elected Democrats by reason of a yawning loophole in how congressional elections are administered. But beware, if Republicans try this one on the Democrats will try it on the Republicans at some point. So the Constitution provides each House and Senate, shall be the judge of the elections, returns, and qualifications of its own members. Those decisions are not reviewable by the courts. Oh, okay. This leaves an opportunity for presumptive Speaker in waiting Johnson to deny Democrat members elected to their seats in the 120th Congress. And the Senate has similar rules. Let's see what they do. You know, I think that if the Republicans actually pull this off, the loophole, and they do not seat the elected Democrats, I'd love to say all hell will break loose. I think it's just crickets at this point. Crickets. So, okay, they are extinguishing a lot of these storms. Thank you. I don't want this to go on forever. And look at Alabama, look at Mississippi, Florida. Indiana again. Oh man. And so many still don't have power in Indiana. You know, we are, the utility companies, they raise the rates, but did they ever do anything to strengthen, the electricity, to strengthen their infrastructure? No. They raise our taxes, and they don't do anything to improve the infrastructure. So why do we continue paying? All right, how many? We've got 20. Alabama, Arkansas, Arizona, Colorado, Indiana, Mississippi, Nebraska, Oklahoma, Texas, and Wyoming. Okay, I will post the link. Pulaski in Arkansas. I have a subscriber who lives there. All right. All of these counties. So here is the link if you want to check out more information about your county and what's coming. Do be safe, and help out those that are hurting. Help out those, especially in the community. My God, the animal shelters are. Every animal shelter in the country is really, really struggling, really. And food banks, do what you can. It's our responsibility. You want to maintain humanity? It's our responsibility. Yeah. Thank you for showing up. I hope to see you tomorrow. Good night. Good luck. Stay safe. Ciao.